Marcus, welcome to the UK. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. I love it here. Very, very stylish. You guys are incredible.
We are just talking about how essentially British and English and very quaint it is here, right? And even the hotel rooms where we are right now have their own names, which is quite nice.
Oh, definitely. I really feel like drinking a cup of tea right now because of that. It's very cool.
We should do that. I think that'd be quite a nice touch. Cup of tea after this. So Nihil Novi, the fantastic new album. It's got so many influences on there. We're talking Hungarian folk music and DJ beats and even Afrobeat as well. They all, of course, have something in common, which is the fact that you are drawn to them, you're influenced by them and inspired by them. But is there another common ground that brings it all together?
Oh, I would say it's Black American music, music that all stems from the blues. You got gospel music, soul music, jazz music, hip hop. All that stuff comes from one source, the blues. So that's a very, very prevalent part of it, and I think the realization of it and also embracing it was very liberating and inspiring for this record.
How do you fully embrace it when you're in that writing stage and you're thinking, okay, I want to immerse myself in this music? What do you do? Do you go to certain seminal artists that you know are going to bring you back to yourself essentially, or take you to a new place?
Oh well, it's there's certain things that have to do with the music itself. Like for instance, maybe I'm writing a section. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like I can solo over this. And then when I'm thinking not outside of jazz, is like, why do I have to solo on this? This could be a part where I do not solo. That's great. Things like that help me get outside of the box. And also, everybody that I listen to is it's just all music. So I listen to musicians from Mali, like Bozamino Sissoko, which is the person that inspired Sissoko's voyage. And I listen to Jay Dilla. I listen to Flying Lotus. I listen to Mad Lib. There's so many different inspirations for me as a person. So I just started thinking of the music as something that came from a person instead of a genre.
So does that mean that you get quite inspired by people as well in their general entity rather than just the music they make too, do you think?
Definitely, yeah. It becomes much more personal that way, and it also becomes a reflection of how somebody else saw the world and how that inspired me to see the world in a certain way. Everything is inspired by something that was here already. So that's kind of where the title came from, Nihil Novi.
That's it. Remind me, it's a Latin translation of
Nothing new.
nothing new. That was it. And it's and if I'm right in saying it's the idea that everything's kind of been heard before. And I find that a really interesting title for your album, and where you are trying to you're pushing out and doing these new beats and always innovating with your music. So it's quite an interesting title to give it in a way that almost says the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. Well, people love calling things new. People keep on saying, yeah, well, my music, it's a combination of jazz and hip hop. I'm like, that's been done before so many times. You remember a guy named Guru? Yeah, he did that already. So it's like, I'm tired of saying things are new. It's not about things being new. It's about things being a personal interpretation of what's around you. How you took everything that's already around you and synthesized it somehow through your idiosyncrasies and came out with this creation. So it's not really something that came from the blue or out of thin air. It's just you. It's just who you are. The combination of what's around you.
And pulling out those ideas from the air and the different themes that are kind of floating around. You dropped some really cool names like Jay Dilla, like Madlib, and I know that you're really inspired by those kind of artists and D'Angelo as well in the way that you made beats for this album. Tell me a little bit more, because it's really cool where I heard that you took these samples, you built on top of them, and then removed the original sample. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's I've been making all this stuff since like I think around 2004, and yeah, it's just an incredible process. It's just fun, first of all, and second of all, it's just the best way to admire somebody is like to try to do what they did. And yeah, Jay Dilla, I really like how he makes beats. I love how Madlib makes his beats. Flying Lotus, all these guys just have an incredible association with music that actually requires a whole lot of homework. You know, they listen to massive amounts of music in order to get the the synthesis that came out of that. And yeah, so it really inspired me to make some kind of statement from, you know, something that started as kind of like a hobby. It seemed separate, but now it's just a part of me, you know? The saxophone playing, the beat making, trying to make something that a lyrical vocalist would love to sing over, you know, all that stuff. It just came together and collided and made this record.
Wicked. Well, I'm so glad that collision did happen, because it's an awesome album, and there's such a buzz in the air as well about your Cheltenham performance today as well. So thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. Nice one.